what you want to see in your own backyard.
There's been conflicts between people and wildlife ever since we've had cities. In more recent years, some animals that we didn't think could live in cities are beginning to learn how to do that.
Playgrounds, children, and now in San Francisco, coyotes.
Urban wildlife today are more attracted to where we are because of what we plant and how we landscape our communities than they are outside of it.
Backyard bear gave a South Jersey couple quite a surprise when they returned home.
This year, the global population is going to pass from being 50% rural and 50% urban to 51% urban. That dominance of the urban environment and the ability of humans to coexist with wild animals is the challenge for the future.
Come on, let's go. She's about 3 feet from me. She's trying to make her way up the chimney flue now. Let's go. Let's go. Go on all the way. There she's out. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What our company specifically does that's different from everyone else is that we offer a humane alternative. Evicting the animal, reuniting the animal with its young, if the young are present, and keeping them within the home range, not relocating them and not destroying them. Some people just call us because they wanted to problem solve, but knowing a little bit about what we do when we get on site, they're usually gratified that we are doing it humanely.
What's prompted interest in urban wildlife conflict resolution is urban sprawl. As we slowly, take land and turn it into multiple family housing communities, we are unintentionally but quite efficiently creating urban wildlife habitat.
I think it's a two-way street, and that they're figuring things out, and they're saying this is just another environment to which I need to become adapted and cope. There's going to be lots of things that are wheeled out to the curb every night that have delicious food if I can get into them. They figured it out. They know how to do it.
We first saw evidence of beaver when we noticed a fallen tree in Alhambra Creek, and then all of a sudden a dam was being constructed. We contacted the Fish and Game Department, and they said, well, basically you've got two choices. One choice is to do nothing, let nature take its course, and more than likely flood in our downtown. Or two, you can take the dam out and euthanize the beavers. I learned a long time ago in politics, there's two things you don't mess around with: children's programs and seniors programs. And now I've added a third to that list, and that third is animals, and little furry ones, at that.
We're building what's generally called a flow device, and it's the purpose of a flow device in a beaver dam is to control the vertical growth of the dam. Go slow, guys. We're basically sneaking water away from them. The beavers are in the process of recovering from the fur trade. So places like this are ancient beaver habitat that the beavers, after several hundred years, because of their extirpation during the fur trade, are finally returning to. But it immediately becomes very controversial because of the fears associated with flooding.
People are very anxious about the first storm. But I went back and looked at the flood data, and anytime we have more than half an inch of rain over a 24-hour period, you will have a dam washout. So the dam's not going to be an issue, it's going to be gone.
This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I think in other communities, you would have seen the beavers removed very, very quickly. But here in Martinez, beavers did what they did, and now the beavers have been elevated to celebrity status.
It was the generalists who came in first, the raccoons and the opossums and the foxes. But increasingly we're seeing animals like black bear really take over urban habitats. So what I think we're seeing is a successive number of waves of colonization in ways that we never would have expected before.
Yeah, this is Dave Creve, Environmental Conservation calling. I have a bear complaint form in front of me that has your name on it. Okay, so he's gotten through the screen onto the porch, but has he challenged any of the windows or doors going into the main living area?
If we can catch this bear, hopefully we will be able to convince her that seeking outside food sources is not a good thing. Residents who have never seen a bear now have them.
Their habitat is so intermixed with the human habitat.
All right, that's it. Time that one.
We get about 400 calls a year on bears in this region.
Hold it right there. Oh, she's a bone.
We'll capture the bear, mark it, and then let it go again. And as we let it go, we shoot it with rubber buckshot, and sometimes hit it with some pepper spray too to try to break it of the habit of coming in that area.
Room in there.
Plenty of
No,
growth.
you're good. That's
plenty
good.
of growth weight for her.
Once we let her go, the cubs, which are around here somewhere, they're not far, they'll all hook up together and away they go as a happy family again. She was a little thin. She was a little bit thin.
That's why she's targeting all these residents too, because she's hungry. She's looking for any source of any kind of food.
That's good, JR.
She's close. It's pointing straight back at those houses. Where we are right now is in the heart of our study area. There's actually 2 packs living right here. These coyotes are using every little piece, just little crevices for them to live in, surrounded by people. 3. I can take another one.
Oh yeah, I'll grab one. I don't have it.
And
That's it. Forgot radios.
prior to the 1990s, it was very rare for any more than 10 or 12 coyotes to be removed as nuisance animals. During the 1990s, that number increased up to over 300 individuals annually. And so clearly there was a major change in the level of conflict, but we knew nothing about the actual coyote population.
We're just gonna have to dig around them very carefully.
There's another one in there.
Nice.
Excellent. The biggest challenge for these guys, you can hear the traffic in the background. And so they'll have to learn how to cross those roads or avoid them pretty quick.
Coyotes differ from place to place, but we've seen dozens and dozens of coyote incidents where there are public safety attacks on children or adults that have happened in the Los Angeles area beginning in the mid-1970s. So we really don't know whether the problem that's occurred in Southern California is something that will develop in other cities given another decade of interaction between coyotes and suburban residents.
How do we cohabitate with these animals? They're coming into our communities, and whether they pose a problem or not is sort of how you react to them.
The great success of our own species, combined with a recent recovery of a number of other native species, is something I think we should celebrate. Granted, we have to protect our properties.
Urban environments are the future for humans. With that brings the global issue of human-wildlife relationships. Understanding how to build with nature rather than work against it.